Back on the show is Kyle Bochniak, who's going to be taking on Brandon Davis at UFC 220 coming up here January 20th. Kyle, what's going on?
Doing good, man. Just training. 2 weeks left. Can't wait to get in there and put on a show.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've seen you in the cage. You haven't fought since July. What's sort of been the reason for that? Did you just need the time off, or was it just you wanted to really get on this card?
It wasn't my choice. Just waiting for Shelby to call back with an opponent, and he did. And I think it's a great stylistic matchup, and I just can't wait.
Yeah, it is a great matchup. We'll talk about that in one sec, but there's some other big news that's happened in between there. You signed up with Top Game Management, which is where a lot of the Massachusetts, Rhode Island guys have been linked up with. How did that sort of come together?
I've been training with a lot of the guys, like Top Game. He's been collecting a lot of the top talent around the Northeast, and we cross train all the time. My head coach John Clark. It takes a lot of pressure off of him dealing with all that stuff. So Tyson's a good friend of ours. We have a lot of good friends as well as training partners. So we just, we thought it would be a good fit, and it's been tremendous training with some top talent, going around cross-training, and it's been a good fit.
Well, that's good to hear. And, this will be, I guess, your first fight with them heading into this matchup. And the last time we saw you in the cage, Kyle, was UFC on Fox 25, and I know things didn't go your way in that one, but what did you sort of take away the most from that performance?
Basically just, a lot of things I need to work on. I had a tough camp. I had injuries throughout that whole camp, not trying to make excuses, but we didn't do a lot of live drilling, and once I got in that cage, I need to realize what I need to fix so they become instinct. We did a lot of that stuff, fixing up my holes, going back to the drawing board, becoming more well-rounded, and just doing what I had to do. And I had a nice little break, training with some good guys, addressing my weaknesses while also keeping my strengths alive, and I think everything's gone perfect.
And then you found out you're on this card, fighting in Boston. How excited were you? Because you had your debut, if I'm not mistaken, in Boston as well. And now, at least this time, you get a full camp for this one instead of, what was it, a couple days notice?
Yeah, it was about 4 days notice for us. Another tough opponent, Boston native. So I had 4 days notice, just went in there, threw down, and just had fun. And, I didn't get the W, I didn't get the nod, but we put on a good fight. It was almost performance of the night. Now this time around, I got a full camp. Got a lot of experience in the UFC octagon. I know I've been in some shitty position. Oh, sorry.
No, you can swear, man. It's all good. Cool. I'm Canadian, but it's all good, man.
All right, cool. Yeah, I've been in some bad spots, and I've been in some good spots. You see glimpses of who I am every now and then about my performance-wise, and it's time to have a real good performance all 3 rounds or however long it goes. I got to put it together for this fight, man.
Yeah, and it's the type of matchup I think that could contend for fight of the night. I mean, Brandon Davis, very really exciting guy to watch. I mean, we saw that in the Contender Series. How do you feel like you match up against him in this matchup?
Great, man. I think we're both hungry. We're both strikers. We like to throw down, and once you just get in that fight and you get hit once, it's just a war. So I think the fans are going to get what they want, and this is a fight that I love to be in. I think stylistically it's good for me. I can show my athleticism. I can show a lot of stuff I've been working on, and the true fighter that I was, and just put everything together and just let it fly.
When they presented the matchup to you, did you know anything about him? Like, did you see him on the Contender Series, or was it someone you had to kind of go after and check out?
I believe I did watch. I can't remember, but I remember watching one fight, and I was like, "Oh, that was a damn good fight." And then when they gave me the opponent, I looked back and I was like, "This fight rings bells. This was an exciting fight," and I watched it. It's like, "Damn, this fight is awesome." So it definitely was one of the best fights on the Tuesday Night Contender Series, and I'm just excited to go in there and put on a war with this kid.
And we talked about it there, switching management and all that stuff. But training camp, I know you do a lot of cross training and everything. So what has sort of break down camp for me? Where have you been training, and who are some of the guys you've been working with?
I'm doing a lot of training with Peter Welch, my head coach John Clark as well, mixing up with some kickboxing, Muay Thai, Nick Drummond. Training with Top Game Management, Rob Fong, Calvin Cater, who are also fighting on the same card. So we've been training together, peaking together, pushing each other hard. We stayed healthy all camp, so it's been great. Cross-training, going to Lozon's, training with a bunch of killers over there. Cardio feels great. Athleticism feels great. Everything feels great, man. I've been getting a lot of live rolls, a lot of live looks from different guys, and, I feel really good about this, and I just can't wait.
And how's the weight cut going? I mean, it sounds like you survived Christmas and everything and not having to worry about all that bad food and everything.
Yeah. I always eat clean, man. So, if I want to have, like I said, on Thanksgiving, I want to have some stuff in or whatever, I can. On Christmas, if I want to put some cheese on my potatoes, I can. It's no thing. I always keep my weight perfect, so the weight cut's always easy.
How do you see this fight playing out on January 20th?
I haven't been doing too much visualization. I just want to go in there, stay light on my feet. When the opening presents itself, I'm biting down, I'm going, and whatever happens, happens, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an awesome matchup. And I referenced it there, the holiday season. Did you get up to anything interesting, get to see family, things like that?
Yeah. I've seen, my family came up from Florida. We spent some time together. Everything's been going great. They bought their tickets before they knew I had a fight, so everything had to switch. I have my nap time, I have my training time, I got to go do this. I have family time, so it balanced out perfect. It worked out perfect, and they're all excited, man.
Are you getting any downtime during this training camp to watch any Netflix or TV or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I've been getting into Star Wars because that whole new movie came out. And I remember watching them when I was really young, but I didn't have a true appreciation of the plot. We watched episode 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to brush back on the one that came out last year in 2016. And then we're going to go to the movie theaters and watch the new one. So, yeah, we've been getting into Star Wars.
Okay. So you're going in order. And I was going to say, you didn't see Colby Covington's tweet because I know he spoiled everything. Did you hear about that?
No. Anything I see about Star Wars online, I don't read it because I don't want no spoilers.
You can do that on your Twitter account. You can actually mute out words, which is good. So if you want to avoid any spoilers and you still want to go on social media, you can actually just pick words that you don't want to appear on your feed. I don't know if you know that.
I'm not that savvy. I have someone to do that. I have someone else do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do you feel like this is kind of like a must-win fight for you in a way? I mean, I think in certain aspects, we've seen good portions of you, but I think we haven't really seen the true potential. Do you sort of feel that way?
Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel the same way. Like, I've been underperforming a little bit, overthinking situations, overthinking things. I just could be my natural self and just go in there and have a full night of, the true fighter that I am. And yeah, I'm a type of person who always thinks my back's against the wall, and I always have to prove to myself that, I belong. And it feels like even more right now. Like, I feel like if I don't do a good performance on this fight, that I could potentially get cut. And I'm not going to let that happen. And I want another UFC contract. I want to put on a show. I want to prove to myself that I am the person who I am, the fighter that I am, and go in there and get another UFC contract, provide for my family, man. So it's all out there. I'm going to lay everything online, man, and whatever happens, happens. I'm ready.
That's UFC 220 coming up here January 20th. Kyle, it's always a pleasure getting a chance to talk to you. I appreciate the time. I know how busy everything is during training camp and all that. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
Of course, man. No, you guys can follow me UFC. Instagram at Kyle Bochniak UFC, Twitter Kyle Bochniak UFC. That's it, man. Just tune in, watch me throw down. It's going to be fantastic.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.